Good morning, Von Cuddle Kitchen viewers. So today I am making a buffalo chicken crock pot meatloaf. And yes, I said crock pot meatloaf. I love it. It works really, really well when I go to work and everything like that. Plus, today is National Moldy Cheese Day. So I got myself some blue cheese. I already have all the vegetables chopped up. I have one rib of celery, diced small. I had a little tiny baby onion, or you can use a half a small onion. I have a couple cloves of garlic and a small carrot shredded. I have the breadcrumbs that I made, my ground chicken, my hot sauce, and my blue cheese. Super simple ingredients. So now we're gonna get it mixed together and put into the crock pot. Alright, just gonna move some stuff around so I can get you guys situated. I had to move the crock pot over here because I have a very small counter. So when I do the crock pot, I always spray it first. That just makes sure that nothing sticks. You can pre-make this the night before, but you want to make sure that you can either have it in a separate container or you can actually put it in here since these remove. But you just want to make sure that the bowl itself is back to room temperature because you don't want the bottom of this to crack when you heat it up for the crock pot. So, move these little feathers over. In the bowl, we're just going to add the pound of ground chicken, the egg. Oh, that was a double yolker too. I'm gonna add in all of the vegetables. And the carrot and celery is in there because that's what you find on the side of a tray of buffalo chicken wings. So we're gonna do 3/4 cups of breadcrumbs. Mine are just homemade. Doesn't matter what you guys use. And I personally like Frank's Red Hot wing sauce instead of just the regular, just hot sauce. I'm gonna do 1/4 cup of that, maybe a little extra, because that's how I roll. And we're going to do 1/4 cup of crumbled blue cheese, also maybe a little extra. You don't want to waste all of the blue cheese that got stuck in there. And then you literally are just going to mix it. It is that super simple. I think the longest thing to do is to cut the vegetables, but that didn't take me all that long. I'm going to crumple up the bigger parts of blue cheese just so it can distribute through. And wait till you see what I do after I put the meatloaf in the crock pot. Because you have to have a side with meatloaf, right? And usually when you have meatloaf, you have potatoes. So, let's get this meatloaf incorporated. Just until it starts to form a ball, but you want to make sure that all of the vegetables are in the meat and evenly distributed. All right, so that is holding shape. So we're gonna get this into the crock pot. All right, so we are just going to put the formed meat loaf into the crock pot. And I flatten it out just a little more, because you want it to touch the sides because that does get crispy. So I just do finger width around, and you'll see why in a minute. All right, so here's the kicker and here's the surprise. If you're doing a crock pot meal, you don't want to have to cook something else. You want it all in one pot. So I sliced up some potatoes. So the potatoes are just going to go around like so. And that's why you want it at least widthwise. These potatoes will cook in the juices of the meatloaf. Have a little extra, so you kind of have to double up on the layers sometimes on the sides. I just did 2 potatoes because it's just my husband and I. Here's my puppies. Well, one of them. All right. So what I also do is I add a little bit of stock in here just so it doesn't get dried out when I'm at work. Before I add the stock itself, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper over the potatoes and the top of the meatloaf. And I'm using my Himalayan sea salt. Now for the stock, you want to have a vegetable base or chicken. I just put it over in the corners. I don't put it on the meatloaf itself. I probably honestly use not even 3 tablespoons of stock. All right, looks all even. So now we're gonna lid this up and we are going to cook it on low for 8 hours. Come back in a little bit to see what it looks like. So it's been 8 hours. And look at that bad boy. Yummy, yummy. And the nice thing is you can still slice it and serve it. It's not mushy.